Welcome everyone in live to the virtual Daytona International Speedway. It's race number 6 of the PGR Lite Series, season number 3. And we are in for a treat tonight with only 3 races to go before the championship playoffs. Cars are rolling off here on the grid and onto the track. 76 degrees here in Daytona for 60 laps here in the Xfinity car. 45% fuel here tonight. Looking forward to this one all week long. And Matthew Baker returns to the track here tonight. And that will be something to watch as he is going to try to knock off the rust here and join this Lite Series for this week. And we'll see if Matthew Baker could get it done here tonight. But all the regulars are here. We're going to pull up that qualifying order right now, and it's going to be the man on the pole, Kenny Reel of the Jack Shack. Miles Bagley starts in second, David Flanagan third, Jackson Byes fourth, Nash Brambilla starts fifth, Evan Carlbon sixth, Asher Little starts seventh tonight, Jared Haynes rolls off eighth, Gordon Glidewell starts ninth, and Dawson Wise rounds out your top 10. Starting 11th will be Casey Sprinkle. Starting in 12th will be Dylan Ast. Starting in 13th will be Axel Smith. Starting in 14th here tonight will be Gordon Spain. Starting 15th will be Sean Corbett. Rolling off 16th, Mike Davenport. Rolling off 17th, Joshua McCullough. Rolling off 18th will be Andrew Zanto. Max Dinder rolls off 19th, Justin Johnson. 20th, Josh Giambroni. 21st, Scott Freeman. 22nd, Sean Hillquist. 23rd, Cody Niegels is race control. We'll skip him. It'll be 24th, Matthew Baker. 25th, Josh Cruz. 26th, Jarek Fulton. Starting 27th, Cody Rogers. Mark Rogers starts 28th. Colby Nill starts 29th. James Waring starts 30th. Starting 31st, Quentin Steinbach. And 32nd on the grid here tonight will be Joel Hernandez. And the pace car is going to dive off here. And we are green from Daytona. It's race number 6, is season number 3 of the PGR Lite Series. Lap 1 here in the books. Miles Bagley, your leader, David Flanagan. He was last week's winner at Iowa. He has booked himself a spot in those championship playoffs. And the top 3 right now, Jackson Byes will round that out. Kenny Reel, Evan Carlbon will be your top 5 as we're 2x2 here as the sun is setting at Daytona. We will turn daytime sunset into nighttime here tonight under the lights as David Flanagan looks to go back-to-back here as driver of the Jack Shack in the number 31. We'll talk about the points a little bit here tonight as we inch closer and closer to those playoffs. And man, you guys joined me last week. A lot of the winners this season not in the top 10 of points. So points are going to be crucial for a lot of drivers because the top 10, you're not guaranteed. Top 10 points are not guaranteed a spot in the championship. The winners are all automatically in. So you will definitely have to either get that win or you want to be comfortably into that top 5, 6 point standings because the way it's all racing right now, we've had winners from outside the top 10 pretty much all season long. Is another lap here in the books in this Xfinity Series car. For the first time this season, here in season number 3, as David Flanagan continues to lead here Now he's got his teammate Kenny Reel to his inside. 460 in the books here tonight. 45% fuel for these drivers tonight. As we will be darkness here soon in Daytona. It is a cool night here, partly cloudy. Track temp 78 degrees here tonight for these drivers. So handling shouldn't be a problem, nor should tires tonight. Baker's mom in the chat and welcoming home her son Matthew. And we're going to bring him up here really quick. And we'll get a word with Matthew Baker as well here in the tower. As Matthew Baker, oh, he's going to slap the wall there. B-Car Baker into the wall. Out of Magnolia, Texas, now Jacksonville, Florida. Back home from deployment. And part owner here at PGR. Allowed to race in tonight's race. Special rule here from administration to let him get his feet wet. He'll not be scoring points tonight, so will not affect anyone here in this field. So hopefully Matthew can keep it clean here tonight and not cost any of these drivers a shot at a championship. But you know that man's going to try to get through this field here tonight and get a victory for himself. Another man looking for a win, it's Mike Davenport out of Colorado Springs. 55 Blaster Chevrolet, as he's methodically right now in the 17th position. Winner on the season, Dawson Wise out of Knoxville, Tennessee, the number 9. He is in the current top 10 right here. A little bit farther up, Gordon Glidewell in 8th out of Texas, in the number 25 machine here tonight, as he looks to get a big win here in that green and black Chevrolet. A little bit farther up, it's Evan Carlbon out of Berkeley Township, New Jersey, the number 78 for the Jack Shack. And right now, it's Jack Shack leading the bottom, middle, and top lanes. So all JSR here early, 7 of 60 in the books. And remember, if we get there, it could be a green flag stop eventually if we can stay clean, 3 wide. There's another Jack Shack member, Dawson Wise, right behind his teammate Evan Carlbon. Bagley there in the middle, right behind him, the number 38 of Gordon Spain. And it is action-packed so far here tonight at Talladega. We stay 3 wide. Now that top lane, it's got a caboose. That's Matthew Baker, and he's up here in the booth with us. He'll try to give us some input when he can. He's slapped the wall a couple times here tonight, number 5. Nash Brambill out of Minneapolis, now way of Las Vegas there. He's going to now lead that bottom lane as Kenny Reel clears to the middle in front of his teammate, David Flanagan. Here comes the 01 of Asher Little. We stay 3 wide. It's going to bring Jared Haynes here into the top 10. A lot of Jack Shack drivers here now in the top 10. And we are seeing some jockeying here in the front of this pack. It's going to single out here in the back as those guys see possibly what's coming here. As Brambilla now to the lead. And he's the Jack Shack sandwich now here in the front of the pack. Remember, race number 6 of 9 of the regular season. There'll be 3 playoff races here. Next week, we'll head to Kansas, and that'll be the last non-restrictor plate track of this season number 3, the Craftsman Trucks, and then we'll head back here to Daytona in the ARCA Menard car, and the regular season will culminate on November the 3rd in this Xfinity Series car at Talladega, a race most likely you'll see me race in as champions provisional once a season. And then we'll head to the playoffs on November 10th back here at Daytona in the Craftsman Trucks. And we'll head to Atlanta that week of November 17th for the next gen. And we'll finish where we started. That'll be at Talladega in the ARCA Menard car. So that's what's left here on the season. Yeah, it is definitely getting squirrely here up front. We stay 3 wide. There's going to be 4 in the middle, 4 on top. Single file from there, as you'd expect. Green flag stops. Hopefully, eventually. It's been a while here in the Light Series. Can we get it here tonight? See Dawson Wise. A lot of trouble for the guys in that high lane for some reason here tonight. See, once the sun goes down, man, you see sparks flying. Still, these drivers just all over that wall, especially on exit of turn number 2. And these cars dancing around quite a bit right now.
It's about to get real squirrely up front here out of the exit of turn 4 as they come to the trial of a 3x3. That top lane going to roll pretty heavy, but it's pretty gridlock right now.
Kenny Reel, your leader here on the bottom. Asher Little's moved into the top 5, as is Miles Bagley. Gordon Spain right now, he's been around that 6-7 spot all night long. He's looking to get to the front and get a big victory here in the Light Series. And an update on those points, Casey Sprinkle. He is first right now, 12th on the 12th spot right now, but first in the points. He's raced all 5 races on the season. And he has 3 top 10s. And what's crazy about Sprinkle, with all those points, he actually has not had a top 5. So, pretty interesting stat right there for Casey Sprinkle. Max Dinda is in second, 3 back of Sprinkle. He's tied with Jared Haynes. So, Max Dinda, Jared Haynes in second. Asher Little in 4th at the moment. Miles Bagley is in 5th. Tucker McClendon is 6th. Sean Hilkowitz gained last week. He's up to 7th. Dawson Wise in 8th. Evan Carlbond 9th. And Ash Brambilla is tied with Carson Freeman and Derek Fulton for 10th. But like I said earlier, the guys with the wins, most of them are all outside the top 10. The only guy with driver with a win in the top 10 right now is Dawson Wise, and he could fall out of that top 10 here tonight. You got David Flanagan, a winner on the year. He's back in 13th. You got Mike Davenport, who's back in 18th. Josh McCullough is back in 22nd. And Cameron Craighead is back in 25th. So a lot of these guys in the top 10, they're not comfortable, because just because you finish in the top 10, you might not advance to the playoffs this season with that many drivers outside the top 10 with a win. So we'll see how this all plays out. Like I said to start the broadcast, points are going to be very crucial here down here near the end of the regular season, as Kenny Reel clears back down in front of Little as we stay 3 wide here. '32-car field here tonight. Cody Neagle's up in the tower for race control. Couple new names. Josh Cruz here in the number 44. Back in the 29th position right now. I know Mark Rogers and Corey Rogers, they've been racing the Light Series this year. And I think they brought Cruz along for the ride here tonight. So appreciate these guys new to the season. Joel Hernandez, we've talked about him. He's burst onto the scene. Very capable driver, getting to the front and winning this race here tonight. Number 48 Toyota. 5th in line here on the bottom. Andrew Zanto, usually see him during the big marquee events, the PGR 500 and the SummerSlam 499, but good to see him out here. He races occasionally. There in the 06 out of Darien, Connecticut. And probably out of controller. He's been out of controller for a long time, but probably one of the best controller drivers you'll find in iRacing right there in the Chevrolet. Green flag stops looming here. It'd be the first time in quite a while here in this series. Let's hope we don't jinx it. We still stay 3 wide. There's 3 there in the top lane, led by Dawson Wise. Josh Giambroni right behind him in the 22 of Quentin Steinbach in tow of them. As you're starting to see a lot of these drivers migrate to that bottom lane. It's going to be the preferred lane to get onto pit lane here tonight. You're riding on board with last week's winner, David Flanagan. Right behind Glidewell, and you could just see how much these cars are dancing around this racetrack. Flanagan, a masterclass at Iowa. What was a really good race last week up front between him and Cameron Craighead. Kenny Real, he likes what he sees out front of his windshield right now, as he is going to come to pit lane, and we're going to have our first round of stops here tonight. Kenny Real, your race leader, in, and he's in with all his teammates. There's Jared Haynes, David Flanagan. Ooh, the 19's going to get into, ooh, the 48's turn. The 48 is turn coming to pit lane. We stay green here on the racetrack as Joel Hernandez, oop, caution is out now.
Up front.
And a wreck here on the racetrack. We were watching pit lane, but a big one here. Dylan Astonval, Dawson Wise. There's Glidewell. Josh Giambroni. And we were watching the green flag stops, and the first caution flag flies of the night. And, well, we had some green flag stops, but that other group getting racy here in the front. Let's watch what happens here. See Nash Brambilla there get out of line just a little bit. And we'll see where this starts. Well, it's going to be the guy that had a lot of words to say here today in the PGR Discord. It's going to be Miles Bagley. Looks like he turns Gordon Glidewell. And, man, it really breaks behind. I mean, what a vicious wreck. Look at that right there. You got about 6 or 7 cars all bunched up. There's some hoods flying all over the place. And we'll go back here and watch the incident here between the 87 of Miles Bagley and Gordon Glidewell. See, Nash Brambilla comes down, side drafts Glidewell. He goes up the track. It's going to wash up. Matthew Baker out of the gas just a little bit there to stay off Brambilla. Glidewell's going to kind of wash up. And he comes back down to the yellow line. He's a little bit out of control. And Bagley doesn't let off at all. So we'll see what race control calls. I could see it fault for almost both of those guys right there. Glidewell definitely loses a little bit of control. Bagley kind of stays in the throttle and doesn't back off at all, and that ends up starting this wreck. You see Dawson Wise, heavy damage, but he'll fall back to his victory here on the season. The 82, a bunch of damage as well for Justin Johnson. Is Scott Freeman involved? He doesn't race often, and Hate to see it for him. Josh Giambroni, heavy damage to his front end, and Bagley, he's going backwards. Here comes the 88. Right into the melee as well. So that's the first caution here of the night. Got a lot of cars on pit lane right now taking damage. And you saw about 19 laps, that green flag run there. And all those guys that came in, that was the call because they were able to avoid that wreck. David Flanagan, your biggest mover last week, up 10 positions, as was Colton Hunty Ward. Seen him come out here a couple times this season. Biggest loser last week, Jackson Buys, down 10 spots. Remember, that regular season champion will advance through the first round of the playoffs, so they are all racing for that regular season championship. A little bit new wrinkle here in season number 3. David Flanagan, Jared Haynes will line up side by side here. Teammates with their teammate behind and Kenny Reel as we go back green here, this time by. We're going to go into the race control tower, get a word with Cody Neagles really quick, and see if Cody can shine some light on who was at fault here for caution number 1 tonight.
Yeah, that one went on Gordon Glidewell. He got tunnel vision, watching the guy in front of him, went up, then went down and hit the apron, just got loose, and it kind of accordion back behind him.
Yeah, it's kind of what we saw up here. We were thinking about possibly kind of maybe, almost 2 at faults there. We saw Glidewell definitely get out of whack just a little bit. Obviously, Bagley couldn't do much about it. Thought maybe could have checked up a little bit. Didn't look like he did, but that one's going to go on Gordon Glidewell. Now back in 21st in this number 25 machine. See if Gordon Glidewell can make his way back up to the front. But, Cody, what are we seeing here tonight out of these drivers? A really good first run. We were just getting our first round of green flag stops. Unfortunately, got that wreck there. But I've seen some good racing up front tonight.
Absolutely, and a lot of 3-wide action. I mean, we went almost 20 laps. If we can go, another fuel run this time, I'd be very impressed. But these guys are racing patient but yet hard. It's definitely what you like to see out here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we'll let you go here. I know a lot of work watching this racetrack here tonight. Hopefully we'll get another word with you shortly. Back green here, down the backstretch we go. Kenny Reel to the point here as he brings his teammate Flanagan up to the front, as well as Jared Haynes. Andrew Zanto, first time here tonight in the top 10, looking for the top 5 in that 06. Here's Josh McCullough, a winner as well here on the season in the 05. And the 19 making headway as well, Sean Hilkowitz to the top 10. So some new driver names up here for the first time tonight. We see one a little bit farther back. I believe that's James Waring, slicing and dicing his way back up here to the front. Derek Fulton, the Canadian, right there in the number 79 machine, trying to get one of these wins as well. There's Casey Sprinkle, new paint scheme here tonight, number 59 for McCullough Motorsports. Matthew Baker off pace just a little bit right here, trying to lead Mike Davenport back into contention. See the number 11 right there of Rogers and the 44 of Cruz teammates. And Nash Brambilla is trying to get in that line of cars as well. Gordon Glidewell coming back down to pit lane. Lots of damage right there to the front end. And Gordon Glidewell I don't think he'll be able to get back up here into contention here tonight, so gets the penalty. I believe that's what he's possibly serving right now is the black flag hold as he gets into his pit stall, and he will have to sit for 30 seconds. We'll see if he can get back in it here with a caution. Remember, bonus points for these races. Race winner gets 3 bonus points. A lap led is 1. Most laps led is 1. Fastest lap this year is something new. That's another bonus point. Pole sitter gets a bonus point as well. And if you get no incident points, that is +2 in points. So a lot of ways for these drivers to accumulate bonus points throughout this season. And so far, that's the difference in some of these battles here in the point standings. And all drivers must run 7 of the 9 regular season races in order to qualify for the championship playoffs. Like I said earlier, the regular season points champ automatically advances to round 2. So that's what these drivers here in the top 10 are fighting for, is that regular season championship. Jack Shack still holding strong here in the front of the field. Flanagan, Reel, and Haynes. Asher Little, though, he's been knocking at the door all night long. And now comes Joel Hernandez as well to join the party. So he's overcome some adversity here tonight in that number 48. And all camo car right there, that Toyota. He's fast. He's got Evan Carlbaum in his rear view as Flanagan moves to the top. That's going to cycle his teammate Reel back up to the front here on the bottom. So it's possible we can get to those. Possible another round of green flag stops here tonight if this field continues to race 2 by 2 here. We do have a gap. Go back to Andrew Zanto right here. He is in the 17th position, so 17 car main pack. We're going to have to go back to Cody Rogers here, who's going to lead that second pack of 6 cars. Learning about, I believe, 4 seconds back right now of the leaders. As we get a good shot down the backstretch. High in the Goodyear blimp. As Cody Rogers tries to lead this pack back up to the front. James Waring in the number 13. Currently in the 12th position, carrying the University of Miami paint scheme here tonight. Also looking for his first PGR Lite Series victory. As we have now hit the halfway point of tonight's race. Only 1 yellow so far. Pretty clean race. 23 or the 28 gives way to all the leaders here. Went back green around lap number 22. You would think about lap number 40 to the 43 range here on this run, but you're going to want to try to get past that 40 lap range if you can. And try to have enough fuel for the end. Remember, only one green-white checkered, so don't have to worry about multiple restarts here at the end of the race. Another car here in the wall in the front stretch will stay green for now. Jared Haynes now leads it on the top lane in number 7. We've seen quite a bit of these races here this season go this way for it to completely turn upside down at the end. So we'll see if that's the same case tonight and we get another winner, like we said, far down on that championship standings. This man right here determined to get the Season 3 championship. It's Josh McCullough. He was oh so close in season number 1. Came down to the last lap, and he got that win. He is in. So that's the good thing for Josh. Now he'll have to see if he can get to that championship 4 again, and this time get the job done. You know he's capable of doing it. Another man right behind him. He's had some bad luck, Sean Hilkowitz. But tonight, he's looking to get his shot at the top of the scoring pylon. Number 19, Budweiser Chevrolet. And right behind him, Max Dinda, second the points. He was in first, unfortunate DQ last week. That gave him a goose egg on those points, but he's looking to get back up to the top spot tonight. David Flanagan looking to go back-to-back and be the first 2-time winner this season. And I'll tell you, if he does that, he is going to climb the point standings a lot more this week. Joel Hernandez, though, he's looking to spoil that party. He's still up here in the top 5. Him and Asher Little right now side by side in a good position, though. As we get closer to those green flag stops, we're going to count them down. 26 laps to go here. This race is flying by with only one yellow flag so far. There's the gap. Zanto, 1.4 behind. He's the back of that lead. And then you go back to Mike Davenport, who's about 7.8 seconds back. So it's going to be a lot for those guys to overcome. You got about 22 cars here, 23 cars on the lead lap. And you got bunch of cars multiple laps down and or out of this race. Dawson Wise, Dylan Ast, the 2 drivers off track right now as Jared Haynes goes back to the lead here. But Jack Shack's got 4 of the top 5 spots right now on the racetrack. And they're doing a good job right now of controlling lanes, but they gave that lead away to Joel Hernandez here into turn number 4. As Carl Bond pushes Hernandez to the lead. That's going to bring Gordon Spain up as well into the top 5. Lap lead there for Joel Hernandez. The second pack just a touch slower here than the lead pack. Mike Davenport, a 48.03 to the leader's 47.86 that time by. It's not really losing much time, but 8-9 seconds back. It's going to be hard to overcome that without a yellow flag here, as Hernandez is now cleared to the bottom. Sean Corbett riding on board with him right behind James Waring. That gives you a great shot down the backstretch. I'll tell you what, when you're lined up straight, man, it is very hard to see the cars in front of you. A little bit easier you see here in the turns. He's able to peek out just a little bit and see if there's any wreck going on in front. He would have some time to avoid it as, green flag stops here for some of your leaders. It's that Jack Shack contingent again. Jared Haynes, though, comes in hot, nearly takes his teammate Kenny Reel right out with 22 laps to go. Not sure these guys are going to be able to make it. Staying on track is Joel Hernandez, Gordon Spain, Jackson Buys. Let's see how long these guys can go. Like we said, I believe it was about 19, 20 laps on that first run. And now only 22 laps to go. That first group in, they're definitely going to have to stop one more time here. Gonna see if this group decides to pit this time by. Here comes Joel Hernandez, and man, race leader. Nobody going to go with him. He is going to be the lone man coming down pit lane here, and he is going to lose a lot of time with no drafting help. He gets into his box. He's going to get left side tires. Sunoco Racing fuel. Gordon Spain stays out. He's going to stay out with By Sprinkle, Max Dinda, Andrew Zanto, and a bunch of other cars as well. And these guys trying to stretch it here. They're going to see if they can take it to the distance on one more stop. I'm not sure there if the Jack Shack just did not have enough fuel to get to the end. As this race is definitely going to become very interesting now. It could be a fuel mileage race depending on yellow flags here tonight. And here come your leaders led by Gordon Spain. They're going to have to tend with the lap car here right in front of them. The entry looked really good for everyone, especially Jackson Buys there. And an excellent job by all these drivers getting on to pit lane. And a splash of gas for some. They're back off and running. I mean, we'll see if this group is able to stretch it. Not sure they're gonna. It's gonna be close. Back up front, here's James Waring. Sean Corbett. I believe these guys went again, so they're going to have the most amount of fuel. Here comes Corbett. Here comes Waring. As does Derek Fulton. And I'll tell you right now, with no yellow, James Waring gets in hot. I'm not sure. He might have a speeding penalty coming there as James Waring gets into his box. It's going to take his left side tires here. He's getting his fuel as well. Corbett now. He's going to get beaten off pit lane by Derek Fulton. And James Waring penalty. He is holding in his box. So it'll be Fulton and Corbett coming out together. And we'll see if they can get to the end. I'll tell you what, they're the last ones to come to pit lane here. Be very interesting how this all works out. And here's Derek Fulton. We'll see. He's going to have a big pack coming of David Flanagan. And a big surge, and I'll tell you what, they're going to go blow right by them right now here on the backstretch. So Fulton's going to try to blend in with this group. And Corbett now just praying he could stay in this draft. We'll look out from his onboard, and that is going to be tough for Sean Corbett. He's got Hilkowitz and a few others in front, but Corbett is going to have to really dig here to get to the 87 of Bagley and the 19 of Hilkowitz and Derek Fulton. Derek Fulton really, I mean, let's watch from his cockpit here as yep, they're quite a bit a ways away. We'll see if Fulton, with all that extra fuel, he's definitely going to lose time here. Axel Smith, P1, first time he's been up front all night long, as is Jackson Byes. Here comes Casey Sprinkle. These three drivers flexing muscle here late with 17 laps to go. As they have broken up the JSR party up front. And they're going to bring Gordon Spain along with them. And you see the splits there on the top of the screen. This pack right here is really broken free. It's a 13-car pack, and then you got to go back to Derek Fulton, who's now 2.5 seconds back of your leader with Hilkowitz. And then Corbett losing time right now. He's going to probably fall back to the Davenport, Brambilla, Baker, and Rogers brigade. And those guys all going to need a caution as well. 16 laps to go. James Waring going down a lap. That penalty going to loom large right now for him. Now, this is one of the cleanest races here of the season. These guys putting on a show here tonight. Nice to see everyone in the chat. Danny Barnes, Baker's mom. Appreciate all you viewers as well for watching here tonight. A lot of viewers tuning in. We always peek here at the end of the races. Nice to see everyone here watching the PGR Lite Series and making our way to crowning the champion of season number 3. They'll join myself and Stephen Miles. And Stephen Miles and myself both still allowed to race one Lite Series race per season. It has to be a regular season race, and so far Stephen Miles, myself have yet to use that. So definitely going to be using that here before the end of the season. Kenny Reel now brings the Jack Shack back to the front. It's Reel, Haynes, Flanagan, your top 3. Axel Smith, Max Dyna, they've fallen back to 4th and 5th. Single file here on the bottom, only 3 cars there in the middle lane. Fuel saving mode, I believe, for some of these cars, but I still don't think these top 3 cars have any shot at making it to the end tonight. Yep, and here they come. There's Flanagan, Haynes, Kenny Reel to pit lane. They're going to take a splash of Sunoco Racing fuel. That'll get them to the end of tonight's race. So they're on a little bit different strategy here. We'll see if it works out for them. I'm not quite sure how it's all going to play out just yet. But Derek Fulton to the top of the board here. He's caught the main pack. He's gone around him. And a great push here from the 19 of Sean Hilkowitz. Gordon Spain as well. Derek Fulton. He's got the most fuel in his fuel cell. He's going to probably want to back off just a little bit, because if you're that leader, you're going to definitely burn up some more fuel. But Derek Fulton, man, he has power moved his way back up front here. Looking for his biggest win in his money racing career. Sean Hilkowitz as well. Gordon Spain. Some names up here looking to etch their names into the history books here in the Lite Series and give themselves a chance at battling for the championship. Here comes Jackson Byes fighting back on the high side with the 59 of Sprinkle. That's going to bring the 5 car as well. That dude wipes Camaro. Max Dynda, as he tries to get a win and the point lead. So 11 laps to go. Still anyone's race to win here tonight. 31 seconds back. It's that contingent of Flanagan, Reel, and Haynes. And they have split up with Evan Carlbon. He's still in the main pack in the 12th position. So Evan Carlbon gets split up from his teammates. Gordon Spain to the top now. All right, it's not going to be for long as Baez battles on the bottom. Nope, they're going to let Spain back down. Spain to the lead here. A lot of fuel saving for some of these cars, but I still think we see a lot of these cars still have to come down for a splash of gas. This is going to be one heck of a finish here tonight. Still going to be very interesting to see how it all plays out. If you're just joining us here to watch the last 10 laps of this race, only one caution flag tonight. And it came on during a round of green flag stops in turn number 1, a big one. Sent multiple cars to the garage area. But since then, it's been some good racing up front, some fuel mileage as well involved in this one. So Gordon Spain utilizing John Ward for some coaching as he did in the PGR SummerSlam 499. We saw him run really well in that event, and you see him here tonight working in Discord with Sean Corbett, James Waring, and Andrew Zanto. And John Ward's in there helping these guys, spotting for these guys, and he's got a chance to get that 38 in a victory lane here tonight. And that would be one cool thing is Andrew Zanto, his Spain's teammate. He's all the way to the front. James Waring, like I said, he's their teammate. He's going to try to get his lap back the old-fashioned way. Now they're going to all team up here in the front. And we'll see if Jackson Baez, Casey Sprinkle can find a way around him. 8 laps to go. Here's Mike Davenport with his teammate Nash Brambilla. And they still are fighting to try to get back in contention here tonight. It's just not getting the yellow flags you see, but I'll tell you what, there's the cockpit out of the 55. They are coming. Fuel saving mode up front, and that's allowing them to close the gap here just a little bit. As Asher Little hits pit lane, as does Axel Smith. So you're starting to see some more green flag stops as there goes Flanagan. I mean, they are just cruising here, not having to save any fuel. And you would think that these guys coming in early, that was their plan. Come in early, get that fuel, and not have to fuel save like some of these leaders have had to do. And could be the race-winning move. We will see as Flanagan is trying to claw his way back in. 6 laps to go. Jackson Baez, your leader. Casey Sprinkle, Max Steina, Derek Fulton, Gordon Spain, your top 5. James Waring, first car a lap down, as he's got his teammate tucked behind him, and if caution were to come out, James Waring would be back on the lead lap. No takers this time by. So we're going to have 5 laps to go here in race number 6. There'll be only 3 more after tonight. Oh, we almost have some trouble here heading into turn number 1. Couple cars fan 1 to the apron, that's Spain. They're going to keep it together here. As Mike Davenport, Nash Brambilla, Matthew Baker, Cody Rogers, Josh Cruz, they are cruising all the way up to this lead pack with 5 laps to go. Davenport trying to get locked with Joel Hernandez, who is the caboose of that front pack. They are coming, and they're coming in a hurry. And so is Andrew Zanto. I believe he has never won a PGR race yet. He's got a shot here tonight. 4 laps to go. I'll tell you what a drive here from the second group of Davenport, Brambilla, Baker, Rogers, and company. These guys have never given up here tonight. And now they have caught the leaders with 4 laps to go. They are right where they want to be. See if any of these drivers here in this lead group have to make a pit stop. We do not see anyone coming down this time by. There'll be 3 laps to go at the line. Zanto in a battle right now with Jackson Buys. Evan Carlbon now into the top 5. You see Josh Giambroni on the screen. He is not on the lead lap, I do not believe. Josh Giambroni a lap down, but he's going to try to lend a hand to his teammates as well. Down the backstretch we go. A big pack now. As Zanto right now in a drag race. The third lane, though, here it comes Josh McCullough and the 19 of Hilkowitz. And we saw some 3-wide racing earlier in the race, and it's back. 2 laps to go here at Daytona. Who wants it? Who wants to book themselves a spot in the championship? We got 1 off on back. Oh, Zanto, he nearly loses it. He's going to save it. The 19 of Hilkowitz scrapes the wall. We stay green. Davenport, Baker, and Brambilla to pit lane. So they didn't have enough fuel to make it. They're going to need a caution right now in order to have a shot in this race. Jackson Buys leads it. Outside of turn number 4. If we take the white, this race will be official. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Casey Sprinkle all over the back bumper of Jackson Buys. Here comes Josh McCullough. McCullough gets taken out by the 5. They're wrecking Zanto. Jackson Buys, man, he's got a massive lead here. Casey Sprinkle, the only guy that can track him down right now. Everyone else, for the most part, has wrecked. It's going to be a pretty uneventful last lap unless Casey Sprinkle can get to the back bumper of Jackson Buys. Not quite sure he's going to. Man, this was shaping up to be quite a finish, and I believe Jackson Buys is going to coast to victory. As no one even here in the screen. Jackson Buys, the number 33, goes to victory lane. Jackson Buys, 17th in the points without a win on the season. Remember, he had a big penalty earlier this season for changing lanes before the start-finish line. And now he overcomes that and gets a P1 finish here. And I'll tell you what, this is just a crazy season. With Dawson Wise wrecking out and Jackson Buys winning, we are going to have 6 drivers, 6 different winners in the first 6 races, and all 6 of those drivers are going to be outside the top 10 in points. I mean, that is going to leave only 4 drivers in on points. I mean, this is going to be an incredible race to the championship playoffs. I mean, if we keep getting winners outside the top 10 and new winners, I mean, we have a chance at only bringing a few in from the points. I mean, this is something we have yet to see in any of the seasons. Is the race winners just coming from outside the top 10. We will have our driver interviews here shortly. We'll bring up those race results as Jackson buys to victory lane here tonight. Casey Sprinkle finishes runner-up, and third is going to go to Derek Fulton. So that's going to be your top three in podium finishers here. As we await your podium group here, Casey Sprinkle is in the booth, as is Jackson Buys, your race winner. So see if we can wait on Derek Fulton here. We don't see him, so we're going to start tonight here with your runner-up. That's going to be Casey Sprinkle. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, Casey out of North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, driving the 59 Toyota for McCullough Motorsports, a runner-up finish, Casey, here tonight. Man, only one caution. We have not seen that in quite some time in the PGR Lite Series. Talk to us about that race here tonight. I'll tell you what, there was a lot going on. It looked like, with one caution, we had some fuel mileage there, and man, you guys did a great job of really, that second stint, taking it as far as you could. That way, when you went to, pit lane there, you were able to get enough fuel to take you to the end. Talk about it.
Yeah, the fuel was just very, stressful, but I felt like after the final pit stop, I had enough, and I was worried about Jack Shack saving enough, but then they pitted, and after that, I thought we had a good shot. Everyone other than that pack, especially the people who I was working with, had enough, and saved a little bit, and then we started running a little bit harder, but I never got above one lap to the good. But these Xfinity cars, I feel like you can maintain being good pretty well, and just, it worked out great, and I'm glad it wasn't, I was not on the wrong end this time of fuel, because I usually am.
Yeah, we saw the Jack Shack. I just wonder if they were burning up a lot of fuel there, leading a lot of laps tonight. We saw them come in early, and they're like, hey, they're probably not going to be able to make it all the way. We saw, a bunch of other cars have to pit, but, great job with that fuel mileage. It earns you a P2 finish here tonight. But, Casey, more importantly, you came into this race top of the board in the point standings, and, hey, with that P2 finish, you're going to stay there here tonight. So, you don't have that win, but you've been very consistent in the series, and, hey, you get that the regular season championship wrapped up this regular season, that's going to automatically put you into round two. Is that something on your mind here as you go in the last 3 weeks of the regular season?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've been thinking about it, and Kansas, I don't know, it could be hit or miss for me. I don't know, going to have some luck playing into, and then the other super speedway races. So hopefully I can keep that points lead, and I didn't even know you automatically advanced to round two, but that's pretty cool. I just thought you got like extra points anyways, but hopefully I have been thinking about it.
Well, yeah, hey, don't think about it. Keep doing what you're doing, and you'll find yourself in a round two with a freebie. Casey, before we let you go, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
People I was working with in that race: Jackson, Max, Josh, you for broadcasting and putting on the race. Everyone for putting on all the drivers for putting on such a clean race. Only one caution. Haven't seen that in a while on the light. Refreshing to see, and just that's all. That's pretty much it.
All right, Casey, go enjoy that P2 finish here tonight. Hopefully, we'll be talking to you soon.
All right, thank you.
We are going to bring up tonight's winner. It's the 33 Jackson Buys. You have a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, man. Well, happy camper. I know you've had to overcome a changing lane penalty earlier this year, but hey, you get the job done tonight, and what was kind of actually for once a very clean race, and that was a good thing. One caution flag tonight, but we were talking to Casey a little bit about fuel mileage. It really became a factor here in this race, and I believe that's where you guys were able to win the race tonight.
Yeah, so we were all working together, me, Casey, Josh, and Max, and we topped off under that last caution so we could go a little bit longer. Me and Casey are probably saving the most gas. Max was saving decent, and Josh didn't really have a lot. So that second pit stop was kind of, we didn't know how it was going to play out, but whenever we knew they weren't going to make it, the first pitters, so we were just planning to save gas. And when we saw them pit again, that's when we knew we could just kind of back up the pace and get the gas save we needed. And had they have not wrecked big behind me, I would have lost the race because I sputtered leaving turn 4.
Yeah, I mean, you got that big breakaway, and you had Sprinkle behind you, but he was so far back, he had no help. And, yeah, we did not know that up here in the tower. So, yeah, even crazier for you to be sputtering there, being able to get that victory. I mean, just crazy how that all worked out for you here tonight, but a big win. And we were talking about it all night. We talk about it almost every week now. But if you go on the standings, Dawson Wise was the only driver with a win in the top 10. And with his poor finish here tonight, he's going to be most likely outside the top 10. I mean, you might have 6 drivers right now, 6 different winners in 6 weeks, all outside the top 10 in points, and only 4 drivers then advancing on points. And obviously that could change throughout the next 3 weeks. But, I mean, we could have even more drivers outside the top 10 winning. What's it about the drivers outside the top 10 in points winning this season?
It gets you into the playoffs. It's a big deal to be able to win that. And early in the season, I started off strong with a few good wins, but I got caught up in some stuff in the past couple of weeks ever since that DQ. Back in the next gen race, racing for a cause, race to stop suicide. That penalty really hurt because I was having a lot of fun that race, and I was happy to win, go back to the track that I got my first PGR win at. We're back here in the Xfinity car.
Well, hey, you got the victory. You're heading to the championship playoffs here in season number 3. And, hey, that's pretty awesome for you to get the job done here tonight, Jackson. Before we let you go, anyone you want to thank or shout out?
Thank you to everyone who's supported me and my teammates.
Well, Jackson, go celebrate that victory here tonight, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again here this season.
No problem. Have a good night.
Jackson Buys. He is your race winner. You see him right there on the top of the scoring pylon. Casey Sprinkle, your points leader. He came in. He's going to leave with the points lead in second here tonight. Derek Fulton, a great run. He had a shot as well. He finishes in third. Sean Corbett tonight, a great run for him in fourth. Fifth place, Cody Rogers. Sixth place is Josh Cruz, and those are the payout positions. So great to see all those names up here getting payouts here tonight. Seventh is Gordon Spain. David Flanagan finishes in 8th. Kenny Reel, 9th. Jared Haynes in 10th. Max Dinda, 11th. Sean Hilkowitz in 12th. Nash Brambilla, 13th. Matthew Baker, 14th. Axel Smith in 15th. Asher Little, 16th. Josh McCullough, 17th. Andrew Zanto finishes in 18th. In 19th will be Evan Carlbon. Joel Hernandez finishes in 20th. Mike Davenport, 21st. James Waring, 22nd. Colby Nill finishes in 23rd. Miles Bagley, 24th. Quentin Steinbach, 25th. Gordon Glidewell, 26th. Mark Rogers, 27th. Scott Freeman, 28th. Josh Giambroni, 29th. Justin Johnson finishes in 30th. Dylan Aston, 31st. And rounding out your 32-car field here tonight, Dawson Wise. So, man, what a night it was. Only one caution here in the PGR Lite Series in the Xfinity car of all things at Daytona. These guys came to race and put on a show tonight, and everyone was able to enjoy it. Well, that's it for here. PGR eSports on a Monday night. We'll see you on Thursday for the PGR Intimidator Super Speedway Series as the start of the 2025 Fall Brawl. We'll see you then. Have a good night.